Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My name's Nicole. I'm your marketing lady friend, talking about things related to tech and marketing, framed with the eye of the small business owner in mind. So today I want to address something that someone posted as a sort of question slash comment on another channel of mine, where I offhandedly said something about keeping a website online costs around 150-ish bucks a year. And she basically said, well, then why am I paying over $500 a year for my website? So what I want to do today is answer that question, because the amount you pay depends on a few different things in terms of your website. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distinguish between a website builder and a website content management system. So a website builder would be like a Wix, a Squarespace, a Weebly, a Shopify, that kind of thing. So what you're doing in that case is you are typically paying a monthly fee to use that software and to access the support that comes with the software. What you're limited by, of course, is what that software can do. And all of these softwares have different kind of levels of pricing based on the features that they have to offer. Now, you also have a content management system. This is something where you would buy web hosting and your designer or developer or you would install something like WordPress or Joomla or something like that, and you would build a website on your own server. Now, obviously, since it's on your server, you can pretty much do whatever you want because you're kind of adding components and customizing things as you go. So you're not really limited by the amount you're paying per month because you're typically using software and you license. If you had a little component you wanted to add to it, you'd be licensing that on like a yearly basis. So yeah, it's a little bit different in the way that it works. Now, the website builders are great if you have what's called a brochure website, which mainly has information on it, or if you use tools that already have functionality built in. So for example, you're doing a conference and you have a conference platform that you've used, and you just need to use the website building software to make a landing page for the conference and link to that software where people can buy tickets. That's perfectly fine. The other reason you'd use a builder, obviously, is that, they have really nice templates. They have the customer support you need in terms of chat, email, phone calls. But when you start wanting something very specific or for things to integrate in a certain way, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you want to pull in the main listings database for real estate. You wanted to pull in all of your properties and any properties that were within your listing area. Now, by the way, each property has over 200 fields of information, but let's say you pick your top 25 to 30, and you wanted to pull from the listing database onto your website automatically every 2 hours, so that things like pricing and things like that can be the most up to date. That's not something you can use Squarespace to do. So what most people do is they start off with a builder website, myself included. The first 3 years I was in business, I had a website builder website. And once they've lived with it for a while and have an idea of what it can and can't do, then maybe they will work with a designer or developer to have something custom built for their specifications. It's kind of like most people don't decide to build their first house. They might buy a first house and live in it and kind of decide kind of what they like and don't like about the house. And then when they're ready and kind of know what they want, then they build their dream house. It's a lot like that. Now, like I said, if you want something kind of custom right away, or you have just a really clear idea of what you want, there's nothing wrong with obviously getting someone to build the site for you. Today's video, I'm just going to stick to how much the website builders cost. I'm not here to tell you how much a custom content management system that pulls in a real estate database costs. Let's just say a lot. A lot more than 500 bucks a year, I can tell you that. But it's obviously doing a lot too. But what I want to do is concentrate on the builder tools, because I want you to feel like you can compare apples to apples in terms of using a website builder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be a little bit overwhelming, but I will tell you what this is when you're looking at it, and it will make sense. So the main thing to know, by the way, is this stuff changes all the time. So on the top of the spreadsheet, I have put the date that I last updated this. So this is basically a features table on steroids. Now, what you'll notice with any of these website builder tools is they're really good, like any business, at talking about what they do really well and they are not so great about doing things or talking about things that they don't do so well. Just keep that in mind. So what we've done here is we have created what's called a features table so that we can compare the softwares to each other. So we try to divide it into categories of functionality. So I have things like shipping, and we're looking all the way to the left, by the way, in this column, design and customization options in terms of user experience, what it's like for the admin portion, marketing options. And what we didn't go into, in particular with Shopify, is that some of these platforms come with a physical point of sale system. Now, my company doesn't deal at all in equipment. So if you need somebody to integrate a point of sale system in your store and online, that would be something I'd hand off to an IT consultant because they have the proper insurance and staff and training to do that. So we didn't include those kind of things in this. We're just thinking about online here. And that's with most people we work with, the online component is kind of the main part of their, I guess, sales process. But that's not to say the in-person component can't be important too. Just for the sake of simplicity, not because I prefer it, let's look at the different options that Square has available. Now it's confusing because they're all called Square, right? But they're all slightly different. There's Square, Square Professional, Square Performance, and Square Premium. And as you see, they cost different amounts per month. So if we look here, when you jump from $26 a month to $72 a month, your payment processing fees go down a little bit. They go down from 2.9% to 2.6%. It's not a lot, but if you're doing a lot of transactions, that can be a lot. The other things we can go through is, so I know, for example, so the top two levels of Square have, and we're looking at line 19 here, have the abandoned cart email option. So if someone puts something in their cart and you want to email them after to come back and buy it, that's at the two highest level options. So what's really important for you as a business owner to be able to do is know what your website absolutely has to do, and then kind of the what would be nice kind of things related to functionality. Then what you can do is you can look through your software options and you can make the best choice possible. By the way, we keep that as up to date as we can. I'm going to put that somewhere and link it to this video, at least where I can monetize it, because, we've spent a fair bit of time pulling that together. And I'd like to at least make like 2 cents every time 100 people look at it or something. My online friend who's paying over $500 for her website, what is she paying for? Well, she's probably paying for some additional functionality related to her website, and she's paying to access the support. And like I said, everybody kind of pays, the base level, everyone gets the support. I'm guessing at higher levels, you get better support. That's just my assumption, but I think that that's pretty true. And you're paying to basically use a piece of software. Now, if you wonder why website design and development is more expensive than $500 a year, basically what you're doing with a builder is you're basically getting the raw materials to build your website. It's kind of like I've shown up and I've dropped off all the lumber and I've dropped off all of the concrete, and I've dropped off all of the hardware fixtures, whatever, and you are going to build your house. Now you can call me up as a contractor to help you out every once in a while and I can answer your questions, but you're still doing the work. So when you're paying a designer or a developer to do your website, not only have they thought through kind of like the limits and stuff to the software, but they also can build something that's kind of unique and maybe does the things that you need it to do a little bit more completely than maybe you'd be able to do on your own. So anyway, I hope that explains a little bit about the different software options that are out there. Honestly, in terms of builders, there's a lot of really great options, especially if you, like I said, want to display information on your website, and that's the primary thing you want, then a builder tool works perfectly fine and can be a really cost-effective option. And like I said, if you want something super custom kind of later on, that's what web designers and developers are for. So I hope that answers your questions. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, ideas, you can leave them below this, wherever you're watching this video, or you can send me an email and I can maybe address them in a future broadcast or in some other fashion. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.